Hey Cancer, how are you today? My name is Cheryl Lynn, and I'm here to do your weekly reading. This one's going to be for March 31st, which is Monday, through Thursday, April 3rd, okay? This is for my Cancerians. Not sure about that shuffle, but okay. All right, we're just going to do a Celtic cross and see what this says. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Ta-da. All right. Okay, Cancer, here we go. So what does this week have to offer for you? What is the situation? The Nine of Pentacles. So it's a strong sense of independence. It's a strong sense of being able to stand up straight and know that, you've accomplished what you've accomplished. To almost give yourself a pat on the back in some ways. Or maybe to hold yourself accountable. It depends on what your situation is. But at any rate, wherever you are standing or sitting right this minute, you got you there, okay? Okay. Something about you battling hard against codependence, it feels like. However, successfully battling hard against it. Like you've really put a lot of effort into trying to evolve as a person, okay? All right, what is the obstacle to that end? The Three of Swords. So, in life, you often have to pay for things when you grow. You know what I'm saying? Everything, right? They say nothing's free. So the price that you paid for this independence was heartbreak. Or maybe the heartbreak was a catalyst to your independence, right? Okay. What do you need to focus on? The King of Pentacles. You know that you have the ability to be and stay in boss energy, and that's where you're supposed to be. Period. And that's what you need to focus on right now. Building your legacy. Now, I'm a huge believer in balance, so you need to find other things too to balance this out, but the main focus right now needs to be building your legacy and you acting like the boss that you are, okay? Male or female makes no difference. It's an energy, and you know that you have that kind of leadership sort of energy, okay? Okay. What is it you need to leave behind? The Hangman. So there is definitely a sense here that's overriding the reading that is all about you feeling stuck. You are as stuck as you allow yourself to be. And really nobody can set you free but you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could literally set you free physically or in the 3D, whatever, cut the ropes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you would still be just as stuck unless you get free in your own mind. You could be free in your own mind and still be tied up and you'd still be unstuck. This has more to do with your mental state right now than it does actuality. I get the feeling that possibly, although you complain about being stuck, maybe stuck is someplace where you're comfortable. Maybe when you're stuck, you don't have to take quite as much accountability for your actions or your failures or your anything, you know what I'm saying? Whereas when you really become unstuck, then you're accountable for everything that you do, right? So I think for some of you, although you complain about it, I think some of you are comfortably stuck because you've grown comfortable with the negative, really. All right, what do we have? What's your strength here? The Lovers. So there's a relationship someplace at play here that is your strength. It's just learning to address that relationship or be a part of it as an independent person versus a codependent person, okay? It's learning how to bring your side and your independence to the table to meet up with theirs. So nobody's lording over anybody. Nobody's codependent on anybody. Everybody's just there because they want to be, not because they have to be, okay? And at that point, then everything can flourish. So that's your strength, is that everything you need to make that cake is there, okay? It's just a matter of getting it all together in the right proportions and baking the cake, right? Okay, what's in the near future? The Hierophant. So a higher level of commitment. For some of you, you're already in a higher level of commitment, but it's like rededicating yourself to a higher level of commitment from somewhat of a different stance, meaning from this independent stance, okay? Well, that's kind of beautiful, really. Okay, what do we got? What's the advice? The Tower. In order to build this beautiful thing that I have going right here, you're going to have to let some things fall away, okay? Because what you have right now has not been built on a sturdy foundation. So it's going to have to be rebuilt in a better way, is how I see it. What is the atmosphere? Wheel of Fortune. No matter how painful this has seemed as a road to go down at times, this is all part of a bigger plan, okay? These are all things that were intended to happen so that you could grow as a person. And therefore, hopefully, eventually grow as a couple, it looks like. Okay, what's your greatest fear? The Empress. I feel like many of you are the Empress. You know what I'm saying? You can present how you want, but you are the Empress. And I feel like that is a job title and a sense of responsibility that you are great at and terrified of. You know what I'm saying? To actually stand in your power as the Empress, I think is something quite terrifying for most of you. Male or female, it makes no difference. It's an energy, but it's still something where you have the ability to nurture anything into fruition. You also have the ability to fail at it. And you have the ability to nurture the wrong things into fruition. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes with the Empress, okay? And I feel like that's something you've been trying to shy away from, maybe, or fearful of. The outcome, the Queen of Pentacles, which is the divine pair to the King of Pentacles. And the only happily married couple in the entire tarot deck, in my opinion. Emperor and Empress, okay, yeah, maybe. But they're both just extensions of the King and Queen of Pentacles. You're in a divine union. You are headed in the right direction. You just have to, really this is all about taking your power back, gaining your independence, and adhering to your boundaries, I guess. Realizing that nobody got you stuck, you got yourself stuck. Taking accountability, that's what it is. All right, what we got here? Monday, you've got the Moon and the Death card. So there's a transformation I feel like you're trying to hold off out of fear. You're not sure what's on the other side, but you need to let it through. Tuesday, you've got the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So you are feeling somewhat betrayed on Tuesday. If you stop and look at it realistically, you're going to realize the only person that really betrayed you was you. You did not adhere to your boundaries and something fell apart because of it. Wednesday, it doesn't feel like it's life-altering. But anyways, Wednesday, I have the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Okay, the Eight of Swords is all about you being restricted and up in your head due to your thoughts. With the Eight of Wands, it's all about you needing to communicate. Both, when you have two eights, it makes me feel like it's a karmic cycle. So this feels like something that keeps being replayed over and over and over again. You being in your head, possibly building up things that aren't really there or something, and then the need for communication, and the communication is iffy. Thursday, I've got the Six of Cups and the Six of Wands. So by Thursday, it looks like you have managed to remember why it is you got into this relationship. There's a sense of nostalgia. Somebody you have a ton of history with, and with the Six of Wands, there is public recognition and victory coming your way. Whew, that was the last one for today. Okay, thanks guys. Anybody looking for a personal reading, send me a message. I'll get you the details. And please have yourself a good week, and I'll see you on Wednesday with bonus readings. All right, you guys, take care.